Our main guest goes by the name of Icy Jackets, and they are super experienced in the realm of VTubing, also VTubers. You're probably wondering what the hell a VTuber is, and I don't really know either, but we are going to find out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Gas Gauge Podcast. Boom! Alrighty, we are live. So I will say this, unfortunately, Drifter Voyages could not join us today. He had something come up, but he said he will be around for the next one. But we do have Icy Jackets again. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, hello. Happy to be here.
Yeah, so we've already done this once, but there was no audio on it, so he was gracious enough to come back and help us do another one. So thank you so much. It's an honor to have you again, Icy. I appreciate you.
Honor to be here. Happy to be here again.
So if you don't mind, please do tell us about yourself again and let everybody know, let the listeners know.
Of course.
Who you are.
My name's Icy Jackets. I am a variety VTuber. I stream on Twitch. And yeah, I stream all sorts of games. I'm usually streaming some type of Souls-like, but it can be just about anything, it feels like at this point. I was streaming Saints Row the other day, as well as, what else did I stream? Dragon's Dogma and Neo, and I streamed, I think, Uno on Saturday.
Yeah,
so like I
Uno's
stream
dope.
all over the place. Yeah, whatever I feel like.
Yeah, Uno's fun.
No, content warning. This Saturday was content warning.
How is that? I was talking to my wife about possibly wanting to get that. Is that a family game or no?
Yeah, it's pretty family. I would say it's actually very family friendly. It's what you make of it.
Okay.
I had never even heard of it, and my friend's like, "Yep, you got to get it. We're gonna play it on Saturday." So I went into it knowing absolutely nothing. Do you know about it? Like what the game is?
From what I read, you're basically trying to like capture your homies doing like funny stuff, right? Or is that not?
Basically, yeah. You're like a YouTuber that's
Okay.
going into a spooky abandoned building, and you have to film a YouTube video that gets views. So your point of the game is to like get as many views as possible by like being funny or like seeing monsters in a certain way.
So is it kind of like what is that what is that one game that
Lethal Company?
Lethal Company? Yes, thank you. You took the words out of my mouth. Thank you.
Yeah. It's very similar to Lethal Company.
Same makers, I'm guessing, or?
I don't think so. I think it's just a Lethal Company clone in its own way.
Yo, I mean, some of the best games have evolved from doing that, I'll say.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fun game. I would recommend it. It's a good time, and if you have some people to play with, I would recommend it. It's a good time.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to look into that. Me and my buddy Soldern, he got me onto Planet Crafter, I think is right, or yeah, Planet Crafter.
Yeah.
And I was so skeptical. Like I watched the videos, and he's telling me he's like, bro, it's a grind, but like there's no enemies, and I'm like, man. It's like, all right. He's like, I'll buy it for you. He's like, I will buy it for you if you'll try it. I'm like, all right, dude. You never really steer me wrong, so let's give it a go. And it got to him saying, all right, I'm gonna extend me leaving to work 10 minutes. Like I want to see how much further we can get, because once that game takes off, it's so fun. Like you see the atmosphere change. It's super fun. And
like once you start seeing plant life and grow, and you're like, wait a second, this wasn't here before. This is just desert.
We didn't get to that yet. We seen the sky. It went from like that reddish to like blue skies, and it was still climbing. He had to go, and we haven't been back yet. But I am super like I just want to spend 10 hours on that game and just see how far I can freaking get.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
I played it when it was early beta, and I no lifed that game pretty hard. I think I have like 50 hours into it or something.
Yeah. I'm definitely
it's
into
a good time.
I'm definitely into like those simulators. I love like I've done like the police sim, and that's fun. I've done Satisfaction. See, I like Satisfactory for the reason that there is monsters that or
Okay.
aliens that chase you, and you have like
Yeah.
this little like prong that you like stab me like get away, get away.
Yeah, you got a
Uh,
little shock stick. You're just like,
yeah,
stop it, stop it, stop it.
yeah,
I love Satisfactory. I love the organization of that game.
yeah, dude.
Like making really big factories is cool.
So I have an old buddy. It's I think his name is God, like the emo God GAWD, and then
Okay.
Zilla. He showed me his Satisfactory level ones, and it's like almost perfect. It's like almost like the developer made it. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
And
That's cool.
Yeah, it's insane, dude. He does that on Minecraft too. Like he makes like dragons in the sky and stuff. It's insane.
That's awesome. I
Yeah.
love really complex machinery. So like I make I make really big like tiered systems that then like funnel down really nicely.
You're talking
I'll do it in
about
Minecraft
Satisfactory?
too. Yeah, in Satisfactory. I'll do it in Minecraft too though. Like in my last play or my current world of Minecraft, I have a big auto sorter I built.
Oh wow.
That anytime I mine, I throw it into this water channel and it'll auto sort out any item.
See, now I thought I was cool when I made like a cobblestone generator, and then which is just the lava in the water, and it just meets, and you're like, and one pops out,
Just sit there.
and then I look up other ones. It's like, oh, I want to try to build something a little more complex, and they have like auto farming, and I'm like, what? Like I don't even.
Yeah, people get crazy with some of the automatic stuff they make.
People have made like working Game Boys and stuff.
Oh yeah. I have an automatic farm that auto plants wheat and auto picks it up for me and then puts it into a chest like a mile away.
That is nuts. I had some buddies that were trying to like make a rail system like all through the world, but I don't think Minecraft ever ends, does it? I think it just keeps going.
I think it's how you generate your world, because I know some of them you can have ending, but some of them are infinitely generating.
That is insane. I would love to see somebody's that just like keeps going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like they built it legit, like they didn't just like spawn it in. See, like how do you tell in games like that? Like can't now correct me if I'm wrong. My son plays it, but I think like he'll put it on creative and build stuff, and then he puts it into survival after that.
Yeah, some people do that. I've never been one to do that. I've actually never played Minecraft in creative for even a second.
Yeah, dude, it's so fun. I like the challenge. I've
only played it survival. Yeah, I like the challenge, and I like the I don't know, like it feels so much cooler when you build something really big and you're like, yeah, I mined all of that, or I found all of that redstone or something.
Yeah, I find it, but I don't know how to use it. It scares me.
That's fair.
Like I'll have like 2 chests full of it. I'm like, yeah, help yourself, man. Like whoever plays with me, like, yeah, dude, if you know how to use it, do it up.
I'm the friend on the server that takes all the redstone that others find.
Oh man. So what you got going on? What you been up to? What's your life looking like?
Ooh, what do I have going on right now? Recently I was just featured as a VTuber of the month in a VTuber magazine called VMag, I think it's what it's called.
That's huge.
So I just got featured as VTuber of the month. That was really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then right now I'm currently working with my artist actually, and I'm going to be getting a new outfit for my model.
Okay.
Which I'm really excited about.
Okay.
So those are some like really big things coming.
Now, please do tell the listeners, the viewers, that if you guys don't know, these models and the rigs do come with a price range, and I know some people will look at it and be like, oh, that can't be that much, or oh my god, that could be a lot. Can you tell us how much yours is, if you don't mind sharing that?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty transparent with that. Everything I get on my model and stream. Models can range from, I've seen artists that are as low as like $100, and then I've also seen up to probably about 16 grand for a model.
God, dude, that's like that's like a really nice car.
Yeah.
But I guess in the sense of you have like this one, and you know, over 5 years you add something. Who's to say you don't throw $2,000 in it over 5 years or something? You know?
Oh yeah, easily.
So I mean, I guess that's not.
And some people get new models too. So usually someone will get a cheaper model, and then they like outgrow it because they like it a lot. So they're like, I want to get a fancier model, and then they want to get a fancier model and a fancier model.
my buddy K Switch, he K Switch 86.
Hmm.
We kind of got him onto VTubing a little bit. We found this app, Animes, on Steam.
Animes is super cool.
It's cool, but it was like it's buggy. It's not as
yeah.
like it's super jittery, and I don't know if he's got to buy the Pro edition or if he needs to like um I don't know if there's a way to tweak that. But that's something I told him. Like I was like, man, like this is really cool, you know what I mean? Because I mean I was part of, between me and Drifter, we were the ones that kind of found it, and we are like, dude, you should try this. This is totally
Yeah.
you. And I'm like, I think it's broken. Like it's like he'll be doing this. Like he'll just be,
Yeah, animes can be really jittery if you. Animes is really dependent on your camera, from what I remember.
Okay.
I used animes when I first started because it tracks behind glasses really well, so your eyes don't constantly blink.
Okay. Yeah, I
So
can
when
tell.
first
Like
started, I had glasses.
it shows all the dots like around your face.
Yeah, it shows all
It's
the dots,
intense.
and it'll like really track eyes nicely, which was my favorite part about animes. Because at the time I was wearing glasses and my eyes would do this all the time. Just as you're like talking, you're like, I'm not constantly blinking, I swear.
I'm not tweaking out, I promise.
Yeah, no. So Animes did that really badly, or Animes was really good about that.
Yeah.
But Animes needs a good camera. Like I even noticed when I upgraded I had like a $10 really shitty webcam when I started, and I
Yeah.
upgraded to a little bit nicer webcam. And even just between those two, my model like stopped being all jittery and it stopped like tweaking and stuff like that. So, it's really camera dependent for Animes.
So I
But
have
it's a really good
mine.
program.
So I have mine like almost eye level, right? So like
Mhm.
here, so like right about here is eye level. So it's like probably like 2 or 3 inches above. And I think that's because I was playing with it too because I was trying to help him figure it out. And I was like,
Yeah.
dude, it's kind of even doing it with mine, but I think it's because the camera isn't like straightforward. Is
You
that a
want it,
thing?
like, straight
Yeah,
on.
that's what I thought.
Animes wants it straight on. You like it also wants good lighting. Most people don't
Yeah.
realize it. For like really good tracking for VTuber models, you want good lighting. It doesn't seem like something, but like I have a stream light on. Like I have it on right now, and
Oh, like a key light or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
same.
I've got a key light on me right now. That's like it helps so much just in tracking.
I got a weird light on my glass. That's weird. Sorry.
Speaking of lighting.
Yeah, I get like it's like right here. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's my mic. It's like reflecting off my
Reflecting
glasses.
off of it.
That's something else I want to do. I want to get another key light. I want like one, like the way I have my setup. I got my green screen, but I mean that's not fake. That's real. No, I'm just kidding. But I got my green screen behind me. But I want something that like captures the light like behind me, but like still
Mhm.
hits. I don't know. The light would reflect off it and go behind me, and that's what I think I really need because I got
Yeah,
the
you want some
one
nice
the front
diffuse
facing.
lighting behind you.
Like you can kind of see my key light up there through my
Yeah.
glasses.
I really want to get a second one so it contrasts better.
Yeah, I feel like you can never have enough light, dude. It's and then the
Right.
more lights you have, you can just dim them, and it
Yeah.
sets it so nice. It's like peaceful. When I first
Yeah,
got
the
it,
more
I didn't
lighting
know
you
that.
have, the more you can play with.
When I first got my key light, I have a remote somewhere. I don't use it. I got dials on the back, but it like came on sun mode, and I turned it on. And I'm like, I can't even see it.
Mine does the same thing. I can turn it on and I'm like, I can't see. It's the sun.
Yeah, and it just
I'm
keeps
staring
going.
straight to the moon.
You can crank. Yeah, I got kind of got mine like a peach color because like when I had it all the way up, it was like fading me out a little bit. You know what I mean? So I added
Yeah,
a
I've got
little
mine
bit of
in
yellow
nice
to it.
light. Like
It's nice
it's
and
real
warm.
nice.
Yeah, I like it. I want to go
I noticed
take.
if I had too much blue, I got headaches on long streams.
I want to take a nap in it. You know what I mean?
Bask in it.
Go have dinner on it. No, I'm just kidding.
But
wh-
we go on to the next question though. I never actually answered like how much mine rigging cost and everything.
what's that?
I
You're
never
yeah.
actually answered how much mine costs. So like a lot of models, even though that range is really big, a lot of models for like higher end will be like $3,000, would be like high end, and then low end kind of stops around 500, and
Okay.
then you kind of get a middle at 1,000. So like anything above 1,000, you kind of view as like a higher end model. Anything below is kind of like the cheaper model. But that's like completely subjective too, because some artists are really cheap for I don't know what reason, but some artists are really cheap and some are really expensive for no reason.
Right.
So
Well, I get it. I mean, if you have a trade,
yeah,
you're always gonna have those people that are always gonna try to get the cheaper deal. But I'm
Oh,
kind of like a firm believer. you get what you pay for when it comes to quality.
100%.
But there is that fine line where you're like, really, bro, like this is a little much, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
mine
get
cost,
it.
Yeah. But like mine's on a little higher end. Mine cost right around, I think it was like 1,700 for a model.
Okay.
But at the same time, it's one of those things where you're like, that's expensive, but it's so much artwork that you don't realize. So like my model looks pretty fluid. It's
Yeah,
because
it
it
looks
has
great.
so many unique layers. My model has right around 800 uniquely drawn layers.
Wow,
So
dude,
like
that's...
just my hair itself, every single like tuft of my hair, if it can move, it's a unique layer. It's its own layer.
I feel like I'm in an anime with you. That's how
Yeah,
legitly
exactly. Yeah.
real this is right now. I love it. It's super
Yeah,
fun.
it feels like I'm right there. Like it doesn't feel like you're talking to a model. It feels like you still get that personal
Yeah, yep.
experience.
100%.
And so yeah, that's like one thing I definitely paid for is I knew I was going to get good artwork because my artist, I'd seen his previous stuff and I'm like, oh, I know he's going to be worth that expense.
Yeah, so like we talked about in the past too, with the one that I wanted to do, I think honestly, I think it would be more on the cheaper end just because there wouldn't be a whole lot to it.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
It's
of
like a
layers.
drawing, and I guess yours kind of looks like a drawing, but not yours looks more of like a 3D.
Mine's like a fully animated drawing, and like the way my head turns and everything, like you get almost a 3D effect, even though it's a 2D plane.
Yeah, you it looks
so many stacked layers.
That is so insane. Like even your thing's turning too.
Oh yeah, my whole
chest.
body's I'm fully rigged all the way down my hands. Everything can move. So some people get
awesome.
like half rigged models where like lower body won't move, but you can't tell because when people stream, they're in this angle, so you like can't tell it's not fully rigged. But my model is fully rigged.
Yo, here's a good question for you. Do you think they'll ever do movies like this? Like, do you think this might be the future of anime? Like, where they'd use actual actors?
I would not be surprised if they... I mean, they already kind of do. There's mocap, which is motion capture suits.
Okay.
So, like... to a lesser degree, almost all of the modern day Marvel movies are done mocap. So like when Iron Man's in his suit, he's basically a model. So Robert Downey Jr. just wears dots on his body.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they map the suit to his body. Kind of like how this is mapped to my body.
Yeah.
So like in a way, that's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
On a much more advanced level.
Yeah, that'd be cool. To see like the future of like everything do that.
Oh, yeah.
Like the whole world would be green screen.
Right? Have you ever heard of the artist Hatsune Miku? She does it's like a techno artist.
I have not, no.
Okay, so there's some people count her as the first VTuber, but she is a music performer, but they do it as a 3D projection. So on the screen, on like whenever she what is it called? Sings or performs. When she performs, they do this like 3D effect where they mocap the person that's playing her, and then have it as a live performance. So like you can see a 3D hologram walking around the stage that is based off of the current person doing the dances, doing the singing, doing all the movements.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And it's a 1-to-1 mocap of that person.
It's like the Gorillas but better.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super crazy to watch. Like if you ever look up performances, it's one of the coolest things to see.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah,
definitely send me a link on that. I'll look at it because I'm interested, and then I want to see like who else. You know, like is that a popular thing? Do other artists do that or?
That's the only one I know of at the moment.
Oh wow, one hit.
Like the hologram effect has been around for about like 4 years now, I think. Before that, it was like a big screen, and then you'd like see them walking around and stuff.
Okay, yeah, that's sick, dude.
It's a really cool piece of like technology mixed with like entertainment. It's really cool.
Yeah. So I seen you were playing some or you're streaming Saints Row the other day with your homie.
Mm-hmm.
You guys were killing it, having fun with that.
Yeah, that was a good time.
I enjoyed watching that. Like I was telling you then, I'm more of a GTA person, but I have so much mad respect for Saints Row because I mean I guess you can't compare the two. They're two different worlds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when it comes to that game, I love watching it. Just like when you were playing, what was that one game with the spiral staircase I was talking about? Like I hate
Oh, Dragon's Dogma, I think.
no, like where it was me and my buddy, we were playing it and we were running down the stairs and like you got to shoot these
Oh,
things.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
like I hate playing those games, but I love watching them. You know
yeah.
what I mean? You're like a perfect candidate for that because you play very hard games that I wish I could mentally process, and I don't have to because I have you.
That's what I'm here for. Yeah, I love those like hard games because they're really fun to watch for viewers because you're like, because everyone loves watching a streamer suffer, and I'm here for that. I'm here to have people watch and have a good time
Yeah,
because everyone's played them.
you and Cryo, man,
Yeah.
you guys are a duo when it comes to the hard games.
Yeah, we're gonna be playing Remnant here in a few weeks because the new DLC is dropping at the end of the month.
Oh wow, yeah, I'll have to definitely check that out. I remember watching you play Remnant, and I wasn't like talking shit, but I was like, man, I can't do that. Like, you guys are good, man. I wish I was that good.
We played a lot of Remnant now. I love Remnant.
Yeah, you guys go
That's one
through
of
it
my
like it's
favorite
nothing.
It's because we played a lot of it at this point. We're very comfortable in that game.
Have you ever played Diablo?
I have. I've played a lot of Diablo 2 or 3 and 4 were the two that I played the most of.
So when I first got introduced to it, it was Diablo 3, and I chose the monk. I loved the monk. The monk is just so much fun, and this is when Diablo 4 came out. I had an old Nintendo Switch Lite sitting around. It was collecting dust. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to trade this in, and I'm going to go get the new Diablo, and I'm going to play the monk. I'm going to get the Ultimate Edition. This is going to be great. And I do just that for there to be no monk. And
Nope.
now I'm sad.
Yeah.
I
really liked Druid at least. But
yeah, I was going to say the
so
Druid
many
was fun.
classes missing.
The Druid, when I was first playing, was so OP. I actually have, I think I have some YouTube shorts of like, I was getting surrounded, and this is not me following any builds. I try not to do stuff like that, just because I want to give it a fair go.
And you want to like experience it yourself and learn the game for yourself.
Whatever I had, I don't know what armor or whatever, but like I had a group of those little zombie dudes around me out in the open, and I do one slam on the ground, and they just one shots all of them.
Yeah,
and I was it's such a accomplished feeling. You're like, I just cleared a wave solo.
Yeah, when Diablo 4 came out, Druid felt so good. I loved that class.
Yeah. So you told me you play some Warzone, right?
Yeah, that's probably my main game I play off stream.
So you've probably dabbled in the zombies.
Oh yeah, I've played a lot of zombies.
Well, how do you feel about that? Do you miss the waves, or do you like the open world?
Okay, so I come from a side of I never played old zombies. This is my first experience with zombies was with the newest one.
Really? So no Kino de Toten or whatever you say it?
I have no idea. Yeah, no.
I'm probably gonna get slaughtered in the comments for that, but
it's engagement.
Yeah. That's insane. So you like it?
Yeah, I've had a lot of fun with it. I've played.
Okay.
I completely beat the whole like story missions, and I beat the whole campaign of it. I really enjoyed it.
I recently just re-downloaded that too because I remember you said you were playing Warzone, and my buddies are playing Warzone, and I was like, you know what? I used to quick scope on multiplayer, and I'm like, you know what? Get over yourself, Professor Gas. You need to just suck it up and learn how to play this Warzone because like you see all the top tier streamers playing it, and I'm not saying I want to be I don't want to be a top tier Call of Duty streamer, but like I want something to talk about, you know what I mean? I want to like relate, I guess. And like everybody's like not playing Fortnite anymore, which kind of sucks. But it was a good run, you know. It was all right.
I think Fortnite's coming back. I feel like I'm starting to see more Fortnite.
It's good in the sense of Avatar. But it's weird. I quit playing when Avatar came out. You know what I mean? Like that's not. There's a lot going on now. Like it's hard for me to already track what's going on, and now they have like elements you can throw, and it's really cool. Like the more I talk about it, it's dope. But like I just don't really have any interest pursuing this season. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. I do that with like different shooters. Like I really enjoy Apex as well, but
Really?
I go through times where I'm like I don't play any Apex at all.
You should
Even though it's probably the game I watch most on Twitch. Like when I watch streamers, I mainly watch Apex streams.
So you should link up with my friend K Switch. He loves Apex. But
Yeah, I love
he's
it,
kind of the
but
same. He doesn't dive into it for weeks. He'll hit it. I think he used to, but like he'll hit it and quit it for a little bit. He'll go play like
yeah.
a day of it, and then he'll play other games, and then whenever he gets people to play again, he'll hop right back into it. I've watched him. He's pretty good. I mean,
I've never gotten super good at it. I'll play like a lot for a season, and then I'll take like 2 seasons off. I'm real inconsistent with Apex.
you know what game I'm liking right now?
Oh, which one?
PUBG. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Really?
I'm gonna tell you why. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
You're probably thinking old PUBG, like when you land and all you could find was a frying pan, and you're
I
like,
haven't played it since beta.
same. Or no, I think I played a little after, and I ended up getting, excuse me, I got a winner chicken dinner, and I had like the original winner chicken dinner shirt, and then I was like, I'm never playing this again. And for some reason, my gamer tag, my username on there is one time use, and I was probably being a dick to my friends, and I'm like, I don't want to play this stupid game, you know what I mean? So I did one time use. That's not like me. I'm usually either Eat My Hot Gas, Mr. Gas, or the Professor Gas. You guys just found that out about me. But anyways, Drifter and K Switch 86. So dude, you gotta get it. So I'm like, all right, fine. We'll play this game. We were hooked after the first game. We landed.
Okay.
There's loot everywhere. The frying pan is more of a rarity item now. It's not like you land and all you can find is this frying pan. It's more like, oh, dude, I just found a freaking frying pan. My butt's covered, you know.
Yeah, you're like, I'm good. I can't be shot from behind now.
I like how it's a mystery. So like if you get shot from a cliffside, you have no idea. The only thing you know is you need to find cover now, and then
you're like, I have no idea where that came from.
And then you play it out from there, and it's super dope, dude. If you haven't, I would download it and give it a go.
Yeah, I haven't. I got really into it because I needed a fix after DayZ died. So that's why I got really into PUBG, because I was super hard into DayZ. DayZ was my baby for years, and then it like died, so I started playing PUBG, and I played a decent amount of PUBG, but yeah, I haven't played it since beta, maybe a little after launch, but it's been a minute.
Some of the veterans on 5M come from DayZ, and they're like, they like when stuff gets hype in 5M, all the DayZ people are like, yeah, whatever. Like this ain't nothing, bro.
I've hit like no other game I've ever played in my life.
I have it. It's so rough though. Like, I don't know if you're supposed to play on normal servers or just like the open servers, but like I go in there and it's like you find a can of tuna or something, and you're like, cool, I got food, and then you eat that tuna and your health goes like, or your food's like, you're like, oh, that did nothing.
And then you starve to death and you do it again. Yeah.
I found some radiation Cheerios. Awesome.
Ever since it went to the standalone is when I stopped playing.
Okay.
When it was the Arma 2 mod is when it was in its peak.
So, what's the most toxic online game, like that's like survivalist? What's the most toxic game you've ever?
Toxic, because I was gonna be like League of Legends.
No, that is, dude. I actually tried to play that like, I want to say 2 or 3 months ago, and it is like, the matchmaking's so ass. Like with me being new, I expected to be thrown into like semi-new people. No, dude. They don't care. They are ruthless. They don't care that you
with veterans that hate the game.
Yeah, they don't care that you came from Smite. Congratulations. They're gonna kick your ass even harder now.
Yeah. And then they're gonna throw some wildly creative curse words and like insults your way that you're like, oh my god, how is that not chat banned? Survivalist game.
Yeah.
Though. I'm not sure. I feel like survivalist games usually aren't the most toxic communities. Like maybe Rust.
That was gonna be mine.
Like Rust would probably be my like. It has the most toxic community, but even Rust I feel like has such a good community and such a toxic community at the same time. It can't make up its mind.
So like Rust or Ark, for me.
Yeah, Ark was gonna be my other guess.
So, I have a funny story for you. And I'm not happy about this. I'm not glorifying it. It was funny at the time. We knew a guy named Taco Meat Tony was his gamer tag, and yep, Taco Meat Tony. That's he was playing Ark, and he lived on what he called Bronto Homestead on this little tiny island on Ark, and he's like, nobody mess with me, this is mine. And we're like, oh, poor guy, we're coming for you, you know. So we end up tranking him, like tranquilizing him. We take everything from him, we drop him in a thatch hut, and he's just like mad. He's like that type of guy. He's screaming, and he's like, I'm gonna get the Evans, blah 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 blah. We're like, yeah, shut up, dude. You know what I mean? So like, we're like, dude, we need you to eat. We need you to eat, or else you're gonna die. Like, you're our prisoner. And he's like, I'm not gonna eat. So we'd like trank him, and then we'd force feed him food.
We're like, we're keeping you forever against your will.
And it was to the point where like we started feeling really bad. We're like, all right, man, we're gonna let you go. Like, here's all your stuff and some. Like, we had our fun.
You for so long.
Yeah, dude, we probably had him for a couple hours. Like, he could have easily just logged out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we would have moved on. But like, he just kept feeding the fire. And not my proudest moment. But
I've got some moments with Daisy that I was like, maybe not the best moment.
dude, that game's
remember,
pretty toxic too in some senses.
Yeah, I remember like one of my probably worst offensive moments of being toxic was me and my buddy were posted up on a hillside, and there was somebody on the other side hillside, and he got their attention, and then I like went around the mountain to get near them. And then when I got over to them, I told my buddy, I was like, all right, just kind of start shooting so the guy like runs a little bit. And so as soon as he started running over VoIP, I yelled at him. I was like, we gotta run, he's got us locked down. And then so me and this guy got away from like my buddy's view, and I was like, all right, I think we're safe. I'll keep watch. You look like you need a bandage because you can see if players are bleeding or stuff.
Right.
And so as he started bandaging, I took out my axe and killed him.
Oh my god.
I felt really dirty on that one, but it's like one of my things where I'm like, I think that was the most toxic I've been in that game. Because we ran together for like 15 minutes to get safe.
I feel like you would have been like one of those guys that are like, yeah, man, come on, you can come on in our house, it's great. And then like they come in and you're just like, lock the door.
Like, that
all
was
your
a mistake.
all your stuff's mine now.
You shouldn't have come through that door.
You failed by trusting me. I'm so sorry. So I want to do the fast lane with you again. I know you've
bring it on.
You've answered these, but let's, for the sake of the viewers, the listeners, let's start with the New York or the Chicago style pizza. It's my favorite question.
Chicago style.
Chicago, you like the lasagna?
Oh, yeah, I like deep dish. I don't like the lasagna part. I just like deep dish.
So I feel like you could take that pizza and you could like with a fork and a knife. It's almost like a steak. It's like a pizza steak.
It is. Honestly, Detroit style is my favorite.
Detroit. Okay, yeah. So that's like
that's like thick crust.
I think the only places I know that do. Have you ever heard of like Jet's Pizza? Do you have a Jet's Pizza by you?
I don't think I have one by me. I've heard of it, but I don't think I have one by me.
They do a really, really good one. And then like I think Little Caesars tried to do one. I mean,
Little Caesars wasn't too bad.
Don't get me wrong. Little Caesars is great for what it is. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But like,
yeah. You're like, it's a $5 pizza. You know what you're getting into.
Yeah, like you're just trying to. You call it lunch, you're good. You call it dinner, you're gonna be a little disappointed. You know?
Yeah. Like you'll have a good time, but you're a little disappointed.
So what is the next big game you were excited for?
Ooh, next big game. Okay, so it's not even a new game, but the next one I'm so excited to play is Bloodborne. I recently got gifted me a PlayStation 4.
Okay.
And so I finally can play it, and I've wanted to play it forever.
Okay.
And so I am so excited to play that game.
Bloodborne. I'm trying to think.
It's a From Software game. It's a Souls-like. It's by the people that make Souls.
Oh my god, you in the hard games. Are you streaming it?
I'm so excited.
I feel like you did you play the Impossible game? Was that your era?
I played it a little bit. I didn't play much of it though.
Okay, okay. Funny.
Impossible game or I want to be the Boshi.
So funny story about the Impossible game. I had an Xbox 360 that would keep overheating, so I ended up taking it apart and it would not overheat. Like I had the case off, but it was still on. So I'm like downstairs playing this, and this. I think this is at like an ex-girlfriend's house, right? And her sister had her laptop open on the couch, and I've been at this Impossible game since like 7 a.m. So it's probably like noon now. I haven't had breakfast. It's lunchtime, and I am just pissed the fuck off. And what I do is I'm like, what the fuck ever? Because I'm like right at the end. I take my controller and I go to whip it at the, because visually there's a couch there, and I go to whip it at the couch.
The cushion.
I let go, and as soon as I let go, I look and I see a MacBook. Ooh. And I'm slowly watching this go. Whap! And I'm like, oh. And then I think I ended up, I'm so sorry. I think I ended up blaming like her kid for stepping on it.
Like it wasn't me.
It wasn't me. I'm sorry.
You're just gonna get a message after this airs and like, how dare?
Yeah, gamer rage. The Impossible game was hard, bro.
It was hard. I never could get into it. I got mad at it and I was like, I'm done.
It was almost hard as Through the Fire and Flames, Guitar Hero, like on expert.
I liked Through the Fire and Flames. I got good at like that one song because I played it so many times because I failed it so many times.
So I was at, you gotta remember, I was a child, probably. I think I was in high school. Me and my mom got into it. I go upstairs, I slam my door. I was like, I'm gonna play some Guitar Hero, and I'm going at it. I think I got right to the end, and I hear like a knock, knock, knock. I'm like, I pause real quick as I can. I'm like, come in, I'm about to beat this. Like, what's up? And we talk it through and stuff, and she leaves. It's like, all right. I unpause it and I miss every note, and I'm instantly mad again. And I till today I never beat that on expert. I was so mad. I felt like I was so dialed in.
Every time you unpause that game, it's just like that song's dead. I could never unpause and actually beat a song.
Nope. And
Guitar
I think
Hero 3 was the one I got super into.
Did they have the countdown then, or was that later?
No,
on?
they did the countdown. It was like 9 seconds or like 10 seconds. It was like, I think it was 10, maybe 5 seconds. But yeah, I remember the countdown.
But even then, you've already overthought it. You've overthought it. Like, you're like, okay, I got this. I don't have this. You do have. Wait, maybe. You have
no idea what that tempo is going to be. Like, yeah, it just comes at you. It's over.
And then your eyes have already adjusted back, and you look at the wall, and it's just like draining down because you've been playing too.
You're like, oh no! You're like trying to catch back up, and you're like so far behind. There's no chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there.
Icy, what is your favorite part of streaming?
My favorite part of streaming is 100% the community. Like, meeting new people and building a community.
Sure.
Has been one of my favorite parts about streaming that I never expected to like from the beginning. Like, I didn't know what I was going to get into with like who gravitated towards me, who watched my stream, like the community I built around myself. Okay. I never expected it, and it's been one of the best parts and biggest surprises for me. Because I would like to say one of the most welcoming community. Like, obviously everyone's like, I love my community, but my community is like so friendly to new people. It always just amazes me.
Yeah, you
like,
have
anytime someone new
dope.
Comes in, anytime someone raids, like everyone is so nice and so like welcoming of everybody that comes in.
Yeah, you know what? I think when I raided you last, I think one of your people ended up following me on Twitch.
Yeah,
you,
like they
you
usually
have a super,
do. I love it.
You got a super sick community, man. I love it.
Like, I've raided people that I'm like, oh, this is one of my friends, or like, this is just someone I enjoy watching, and then I'll go into their chat like a week or two later and just see like people from my community that I'm like, I know you're there from me, and they're just like chatting away in their chat. I'm like, that is so cool to see that. Like, I really enjoy that.
I feel like that's the proper way Twitch was supposed to work. You know what I mean? Like, you send somebody off to one of your friends, like, you don't expect them to stay there forever, but you're like, hey man, check this guy out, he's a homie.
Yeah,
that's really cool, man.
You like my content, you'll probably like their content, and then they like, I think that's been so cool.
Yeah, that's another reason why when I rated you, I also want to do it too because like with having you on the podcast, I want people to know that like not only do I want you on the podcast, I want them to listen, but like you're a trusted streamer. I enjoy going to like I will like when you're live, I'll pull you up and I'll just like sit here and just
Oh,
kind of
thank
hang
you.
out and like oh look, he's doing stuff. He's playing those
Oh, look
hard
at that.
games.
He's dying in a really hard game. Look at him not get frustrated.
He's playing the hard games again. Uh, Yeah, it's awesome. What are some of your off stream hobbies?
Off-stream hobbies. I'm one of those people that has a hard time having one hobby.
Oh no.
So my off-stream hobbies are like a range. I really like rock climbing to mountain biking. Woodworking is one of my hobbies. I really love scuba diving.
Oh my
I just
god.
recently got back from a scuba diving trip.
That's my biggest fear.
Scuba diving?
Yeah, dude, I don't know. I can think of a million things that could go wrong. Scuba
Oh, I
diving.
absolutely love it. Oh yeah, so many things could go wrong. You could just run out of oxygen at the bottom of the ocean.
So what's the plan? Like obviously you would share air with somebody as you work your way back up to the surface, but I've also heard of something that like you could curdle your blood if you go too quick
Yeah,
or
it's called
something
the
like that.
bends.
The bends, yeah,
If
yeah.
you, yeah. It's from when you go too fast because when you're at depth, air and oxygen is compressed within your bloodstream, and as you raise up, it expands. And so if you go up too fastly, it expands in all your blood vessels,
Ugh.
which is bad.
And then and then during that whole time you're just like there's a shark chasing me. There's a shark
There's a
chasing
shark
me.
chasing me.
There's a jellyfish that'll kill me in one sting. No,
Sharks are pretty relaxed. I've dove with sharks before. They're not too bad. They're just big dogs in the sea. You gotta pet their heads. They're great.
yeah, I would like kick him in
Yeah.
the head. No, I'm
To
just
stop
kidding.
the bends, though, you go up to like usually around 15 feet, and then you wait for 5 minutes, and your like blood oxygen level equalizes, and then you can just go to the surface.
So, but like, what if you're fighting for air? You just deal with
If you're
the bends.
fighting for air, you just go for it, and you're gonna hurt.
Okay. So you're definitely gonna
Probably
have to
won't
get
kill you.
you're gonna have to get medical attention though. Like you're gonna
Usually
be
medical attention. You'll hit the surface, and they'll usually give you pure oxygen and stuff like that.
okay. And what were you doing? What were you doing down in the ocean? Are you like into picture taking or what
Yeah,
do you do?
I actually just recently got a camera. This trip, I got a camera for it that I'm like, I've wanted a dive camera for a really long time, so I finally got one.
Okay.
And so this trip was like all about learning the new camera and everything. It was supposed to be a shark diving trip, but the weather said no. So it became a shore diving trip. So I just dove shore and got to see a lot of cool stuff that way. I got to see a horseshoe crab for the first time, which I've been
Oh
really
wow,
excited about.
that's like a Pokemon.
Yeah, it looks like a Pokemon in real life too. It like burrows the whole time. It's crazy looking.
That is nuts. If you don't mind, if it's not too personal, like were you like in like a certain part of the world or like what?
I was in Jupiter, Florida.
Florida?
I can
Okay.
say the city. It's known as like shark capital of the world. So
Oh wow, so
you
you're just
go there to dive with sharks.
you're
So
just
that's why
looking
I
for
went there.
danger. You're a danger.
Yeah,
You're a
yeah,
danger
I wanted
junkie.
to dive with a big pack of sharks. Like last time I went there, I've dove Jupiter before to do shark diving, and last time I was there, I got to dive with a few tiger sharks, and then there was like a bunch of bull sharks and a bunch of lemons.
That's
It was fun.
a lemon, dude. Okay, so like a lemon shark sounds friendly. A tiger
Lemon
shark.
sharks are pretty chill. They try to just are curious of what's going on. Bull sharks are a little less chill, and then tiger sharks are like a lot less chill. But they're all not too bad. Like they'll swim at you, and you just put your hand out and like put your hand on their nose, and you just kind of push them away from you, and they just like swim around you.
So like, do you wear like chainmail or whatever it's called or no?
No.
No. So like
No,
you're like
you
if
just
it's my time,
wear-
it's my fucking time. I'm going.
Exactly. No, you're all blacked out, and so you don't have anything white or anything like shiny on you. And
Oh,
the sharks
so they
are more
can-
just curious at what's going on. They'll like bump into you, and they're more curious at why you're at their depth than like your food.
You know what it is for me? It's the eyes. Because the eyes are just like,
Yeah.
like I just want to like, ugh, no.
The thing about the tiger sharks too, with their eyes, they'll watch you the whole time. They never take their eyes off you. So as they swim past, their eyes track you as they swim past, and it's weird.
Are they just like waiting for you to try to run? Are they kind of like
Pretty
are they
much.
kind
They're
of like
waiting for you to
leopards or whatever?
panic, and then they'll eat you. Yeah, they're opportune biters, so they'll like if you panic or something, then they'll go for the bite.
So like on the way up, do you gotta like kind of poke them away? Like all right,
Yeah, all the way to the surface. They'll follow you all the way to the surface.
What
Like
the
ours followed
hell,
us
dude?
onto the boat.
And then they were just like bumping your boat.
No, they like swam away once we were at the surface. They like swam around the back of the boat for a minute and then swam off.
So that's one thing I am against though. Like, I don't like sharks, but I don't like when people fish for sharks. I think it's really weird.
Oh yeah, I hate when people fish for sharks.
I think
That's
those are
wrong.
I think those are fish that are just like meant to, you
Just
know,
let them be.
like I know like an accident, but like don't kill them or nothing. Like send them back out because
Yeah.
they're the ocean's predator. You know, like that's
Oh yeah,
part of the
they have
system.
a place in the system. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm against people fishing for sharks. Like I don't mind fishing at all, but I think once you start getting sharks or whales or anything like that, like just leave them be.
Do people fish for whales? Is that a thing?
I mean, that was kind of an industry for a while. It's illegal now, but there was whale fishermen.
What are you catching them with? A crane?
Spears.
Oh my god. You're a freaking psycho, dude. I don't know how you do it. I love it though.
I love it. I love diving. I love shark diving too. Like
I think
I'm
that
actually trying to move closer to the ocean right now so I can go diving more.
you know what? You were talking about wanting to do something on YouTube. That would probably be a good start. I love
All
watching
shark
marine
diving
stuff.
footage. Yeah.
I like freshwater stuff. I think that's cool.
Yeah, freshwater diving footage is fun too.
Oh, yeah, I like the one guys that go magnet fishing or like
Yeah, those videos are fun. Just
Yeah.
like seeing the crazy stuff they pull out are always a good time.
like they'll be down there, they're like, I found a pistol, and you'll see like an alligator go by and you're like, or there's a gator by you know?
Yeah. Oh, look at that too. Yeah, no. I don't want to be in that water. I don't want to be anywhere near a gator.
No. It's
I
actually
want a
really
baby
beautiful.
one. I don't want to see a big one.
It's actually really beautiful. I've seen people like where they go like through swamps and they'll take a waterproof camera and they'll submerge it underwater, and it's
That's
so
so
nuts
cool.
because they got like the lilies and stuff coming down. It's so sick. Like if
Those
I
are
wish I
super
could
cool footage.
I wish I could turn my 55 gallon into that.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, turn it into like a
Get a
swamp.
full like swamp feel.
Get like a frog in there and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna skip that one for now. We're gonna go to the fun one.
Okay.
If you were a character back in the medieval era, what would you be and why?
Ooh. If I was in the medieval era, I want to be like a knight that's on the front lines. I want to fight with a big like broadsword. Not quite a broadsword. I can't remember what they're called. The sword that you fight where you like have it in hand as well, so it's like a two-handed sword, but you also like hold the blade at times. I can never remember that style, but that like knight on the front lines. I have such a fantasy of fighting with swords.
Would yours be like the Japanese style, or would it be like the
No, I want European style.
European?
I want big, heavy broadsword.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
I like Japanese style, like uchikatanas and katanas and all that jazz. But no, I want big European style.
Okay.
I also want armor.
Yeah, dude. Have you ever watched like the fairs? I don't think it's a Renaissance fair, but it's like similar to or like a medieval fair or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And like those guys will take legit axes and they'll swing it as hard as they can.
I have
and it
wanted
just like
to do that my whole life.
I hope there's a stop. Like I hope there's like a point where like there's like a ref or something. They're like, okay, don't kill him. You know what I mean? Like
they're in real armor and those are real weapons.
Yeah, that's all
usually
100%
they're
real.
not allowed to sharpen it, and that's like the stop. It's a blunt axe. It's a blunt sword, but it's still blunt force trauma.
I bet you it could cut like a small tree. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, no, it's definitely like it's still a sword.
yeah, I bet you that armor weighs a shit ton.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I always love watching something. Like, I watched real life. What is that called? Where they have the long pole and they're on horses.
Jousting.
Jousting. I watched real life jousting recently.
Okay.
That was crazy how fast they would run at each other, and like when they hit them with the jousting pole and it like blows them off their horse.
Did you have the I forgot what the alcohol was. What is it called? Like they have like the old alcohol. I think it's like
mead.
Mead, yeah. Did you try some mead?
I didn't get any mead at this fair, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd like
wanted
that.
it. I had a turkey leg, but I didn't have any mead.
I would definitely be the turkey leg guy. That sounds great, actually.
Turkey leg's so good. I'm always down for mead too. Like,
I've never had it before. I quit drinking about 7 months ago, and
Okay.
I don't know if I want to. I did a lot of partying in my younger years, but like I don't know if I want to do it again. You know what I mean? But if I do, it is
Understandable.
something. It is something I want to try. Like meat is
Right.
cool. Like
I want to make my own mead. That's on my bucket list.
I think if I ever do drink, it's not gonna be like I'm streaming. You know what I mean? It's gonna be
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, a homie got married, or I'm at a cool
Like very
festival.
social, like you're doing stuff while
Yeah,
drinking.
exactly. Um, let's get into the meat and potatoes. Actually, I
Of
got I
course.
got I got two
Bring it
meat and
on.
potatoes. Um, and this is gonna be the main question of the stream. So if you don't mind
Of
going
course.
super into detail on both of these, if you can,
Yeah.
uh, what do you consider the biggest advantage of streaming as a VTuber compared to a traditional streamer?
Okay. I That one's pretty easy for me. So I think the biggest advantage in my eyes is you get to be a character. I'm not just a person streaming. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, obviously, but like, I get to be whatever I want to be. Whatever your imagination is, you can be that VTuber. And that gives you a lot of freedom because one, you have your identity hidden, which is always fun. I don't really care too much of my identity hidden, but it's always fun to like have that as well.
Right.
But you can be whatever you want. Like, I don't look like this in real life, but it's fun to look at when you're watching a stream. Like, if you're watching a stream and the character that is streaming looks very wild and fantastical and fantasy and different, I think it just adds an element to stream that you just can't hit with being in person. Obviously, I lose a lot of the personability though. You don't get to see my true emotions. You don't get to see, like, I talk with my hands. You don't get to see that. Like, I'm currently waving my hand around while I talk. You don't get to see that. So it's like there is loss there, but for me, the gain of being like whatever I want to be is so big to me that I love that aspect. And also, I think one thing that's big in the VTuber sphere that traditional doesn't have is VTuber sphere has a big built-in community. So like the people that gravitate towards VTubers, you have a big like viewer base that really just enjoys that anime style and
Right.
wants like that feel. So you get people that are more like really fervorish for that feel, which is a lot of fun.
Okay. Cool. Um, and then adding to that, I feel like this would be a really good one too. In the example of what information would you have for somebody that just really wants to do it? They really want to become a VTuber. They don't know where to start. They look at somebody like you and they're like, "Oh my God, Icy Jackets, you're the Mona Lisa of VTubing." What could you tell them that could just kind of throw them in the right direction or start them on the right path of VTubing?
Oh, there's a lot of places now that are like very welcoming and good places to start. So anyone that has a webcam, you don't need to have a fancy webcam. You don't have to have really anything special. As long as you have a webcam and a computer, you can become a VTuber. There are multiple different programs. So there's like Animes, which is a really popular one for 3D models, and then there is the one that I use is VTube Studio. They're all usually free programs. There is what is it? VC Face is another really popular one, but so there's like multiple programs you can use, but that's like not even really where you start. You kind of start with like, I see the model, I want to do something like that. Um, you could choose two routes in the industry. So there's 3D and there's 2D. So I am a 2D model right now. I am built on a 2D plane. I am drawn. And then there's 3D, which is a three-dimensional model, and it's built in like Blender or Vroid. No, not Vroid. Yeah, Vroid. Sorry, Vroid is the like free to make model program. I highly recommend if someone wants to go 3D model, they go Vroid. It is a program that is made to be simple, straightforward, make your own model, just go from there. They give you bases, they give you outfits, they give you so much to work with, and you can just make a model in a day and start right away. It gives you everything you need for a 3D model. And then if you want to go 2D like me, you can either get a artist to commission a model, so it's very custom. Mine's a custom model, or you can get bot models. There is a site called Pixiv and another site called Booth. They are fantastic VTuber asset like sources. They have items, they have models, they have everything you need for like the digital aspect on those sites. So you can go there, you can get models for free. I mean, I have a friend who uses a bot model. It was like, I think $10. Looks
Okay.
phenomenal. Bot models are so high quality, but it's as long as you're okay with having the same model as somebody else, but you can start in a day and have a fantastically rigged professional model if you just want to go and buy one for like a few bucks or even get one for free.
Okay. And then in the sense, is it like a it's probably is it the same or a little bit harder when it comes to finding an audience? Like, should they just stick with it? Because I assume it's the same as starting out as a normal streamer or compared to
Oh
a
yeah.
VTuber. You're not gonna have billions of people right away, so don't be discouraged, right? Or
No, I would say maybe if you started like 4 years ago, if you were a VTuber, you just automatically had an audience because everyone was fervent for it as soon as COVID hit.
okay,
And so VTubers exploded in the EU at that time. And so if you were a VTuber, you like kind of had a built-in audience like immediately. But nowadays, I would say it's very much a traditional like streamer route. Like it's hard to get recognized because there is just a lot of people out there. But if you are entertaining and you keep with it and stick with it, I would say like people will start coming. They will start showing. Like your community will grow around you just if you're consistent with it and keep with it. I've been streaming now for right around 2.5 to 3 years, I'd
okay,
say. And I mean, it took me like I was inconsistent. I'm not gonna say I was like fantastic from day one. I was inconsistent. I like was learning it and everything,
sure.
but it took me about a year to hit affiliate. So like it took me a long time to like really get my feet under me and discover what I wanted to do in the industry or what I wanted to do in my sphere.
And they have a lot more helpful tools now, probably
Yeah,
compared to
there's like
when
a
you
lot of stuff.
started.
Yeah. Oh, when I started, there was nothing.
There's no entry level.
The program I used was Luppet, which was all in Japanese.
Oh wow.
I used Vroid at the time. Like I made my first model myself in Vroid, but it was in like version 0.05 or something of the program, and it was all in Japanese. They didn't have an English like translation like they do now. Everything I did was like so geared to the Japanese market because that's where VTubers are from. They're from Japan.
Right.
They're huge there, just absolutely massive. But like, there was no English representation at that time, so it was so hard to find anything. Even like going online, you're like, how do I do this? You'd find articles that were translated from like Japanese blogs of people talking about like, oh, I like to use this program, and then you like look it up and it's all in yen, and you're like, okay, so like, how much is 5,000 yen? Like, can I afford this program?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
So the resources have changed drastically since I began.
That's awesome.
So there's a lot out there. Also, for me, like if anyone ever comes to my stream and asks me like any questions about VTubing, I love helping new people explain anything they want to know about it. I'm always more than willing to answer any questions.
Awesome. Yeah, so I guess we'll leave off on this last thing. You got anything you want to tell, like any of like the new people out there, or like any advice, any life sayings you like to go by? Or...
One thing I recommend to everyone that's starting out, new to streaming, new to content creation, is stick with it. It's not an over the night thing. You see these big names out there, like I'm just gonna go with big names in the VTuber sphere. So you see like Iron Mouse, you see let's see here, Nianners, you see Amelie, and then you see anyone in like Hololive, which is one of the biggest agencies, like Gara Gora, or Amelie, any of those names. You see those, and they get thousands and thousands and thousands of viewers, and it's like one of those things where you have to realize that they've been at it for a long time and they've built their audience. So it's like it's not going to happen overnight. Like
Right.
Iron Mouse is a good example. She has been streaming now for almost 10 years from what I understand.
Wow.
So it's like it's one of those things where she's a massive. She was the most subbed to streamer on Twitch for like majority of last year or something like that. And so it happens over time. Nothing is instant, and you just have to like keep with it. And I would say like make sure you enjoy it. Don't
Right.
jump in. Don't go and get like a $3,000, $10,000 model and be like, I'm gonna do this. I would highly recommend anybody stream a little bit. Just see that you like hitting go live. I know so many people that have fancy models and they have just anxiety to hit go live, and it's like, don't force yourself into a position of uncomfortableness. Like, make sure you actually enjoy streaming and content creation, because it's a grind. You got to be consistent. It's going to take a long time.
Man, you really killed it on that. Those are very wise words. I love it. And that goes for any content creation.
Like.
Yeah. I've been there. I've been in that situation where, like, you know, you buy expensive monitors, or you buy a good mic, or, you know, you finally get the good rig, and you're like, I don't want to do it. You know, I bought the Canon Rebel, and like the first time I went to do a video, I'm like staring at it with the recording. I'm like,
it's hard. It's so hard.
It's like I stream. Why can't I think of words right now? Icy Jackets, thank you so much, dude. I appreciate you doing this second one with me. I think this one was better, in my opinion, than the first one.
I think we had a great time.
We are missing Drifter Voyages, but that's okay. He will catch us on another one, and if you want to in the future, let's recap here in a month or two and see where you're at, see what you got going on that's new.
Yeah, that'd be game. That'd be fun.
Thank you so much.
I had a great time here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Oh, dude, it's been a pleasure. I will definitely catch you next time. All right.
Sounds like a plan. Catch you next time. Goodbye, everybody.
See ya. Icy Jackets, everyone. There you guys have it. Icy Jackets. He's the man. He's the VTuber. He's the guy to go see. Thank you so much. Be sure to go give somebody a hug. Tell somebody you love them. Do something nice for somebody. Until next time, peace.